Meeting is open meeting of the Auburn Zoning Board of Appeals. Is being operated as a hybrid format under Section 22, the Act of 2020. Caleb, are you getting that feedback?
Yeah, you're cutting in and out on us. Let me try muting my mic.
Let's see if that's helpful at all. I'm not getting the feedback any longer, so I'll continue and try to adjust my settings. The public can join the meeting remotely by telephone, dialing 1-646-749-3112 and access code 944-571-349. Or the public can join via computer at https://global.gotomeeting.com/join/944-571-349. All supporting materials have been provided to members of this body and are available on the town's website. The public is encouraged to follow along using the posted agenda. As a preliminary matter, my name is Michael Marin, acting chair of the Auburn Zoning Board of Appeals. Permit me to confirm that all members and persons anticipated on the agenda participating remotely are present and can hear me. Members, when I call your name, please respond in the affirmative. Mr. Cussy?
Affirmative.
Mr. Colo? Ms. Roche? Ms. Bush?
I'm here.
Can I go back? Is Megan Roche attending this evening? Okay, I'll continue and see if she joins. Town officials and employees participating, when I call your name, please respond in the affirmative. Building Commissioner Caleb Moody.
Here.
Keith Heselton.
Here.
And are there any other officials from the town participating this evening?
No.
Hearing any? Please note that each vote taken this evening will be conducted by a roll call vote. And also, this meeting is being recorded through the remote platform. So with that, as a preliminary matter, I'm going to circle back and see if Ms. Roche has joined us. Okay, so it appears this evening that we have myself, Mr. Cussy, and Ms. Bush, which represents 3 board members. And so, for a matter of housekeeping, Caleb, with 3 board members, do we have enough of a quorum to proceed this evening?
We do have a quorum to proceed with the meeting. However, the one hearing we have on the agenda is a special permit, which requires a supermajority. So it requires 4 votes. So while the applicant could present, I don't recommend the board taking a vote because they can't vote in the affirmative with 3 members.
Okay, thanks for confirming that. And so, well, what I can do is I'll go ahead and open the hearing, our 6 o'clock hearing, and then we can certainly ask the applicant how they'd like to proceed based on the limitation of taking a vote this evening, needing a supermajority. So I'll move forward with the first hearing this evening. The 6 p.m.
Chair,
Yes.
I don't know if you want to take the other items out of order and see if one of the other members joins. Rather than open the hearing and have them join in late, they wouldn't be able to vote.
Fair enough. Okay. Well, we could, do you have any indication of whether or not you join this evening?
I do not.
Okay. I don't either. I know that Mr. Colo is not able to join us this evening as well. So in the absence of Ms. Rose, we could take 2 minutes to see if she does. What was our other option, Caleb?
Yeah, if you want to take the minutes And you can vote on the minutes. You don't need a supermajority to approve those, and I can reach out and see if Megan's able to join.
Okay, no, that's fair. We can take a couple out of order. You're testing the housekeeping item of moving the minutes? Okay. We don't need a supermajority for that?
No.
Okay, sorry, I didn't mean to hold us there. So if you can reach out to Ms. Bush in the interest of time, and I'll go ahead and swap the agenda item for minutes. So we do have, and those that are present, thank you for joining. You could bear with us through this logistical challenge of having enough board members to proceed. So the item under other business, before we get to the hearing, we'll take out of order the approval of minutes. So we have a housekeeping item for 4 minutes, 10:21, 21, 11, 18, 21, 12, 16, 21, and 2:10, 22. And the minutes are up for approval. So would any board member like to step forward with a motion?
Yeah, Mike. Rich Cussy. I'll make a motion to approve.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Roll call vote. How do you vote? And
I approve.
and the chair approves. So we're taking care of that housekeeping item. Given our, there's another matter under other business that I'd like to wait until the end of the meeting to take on, to fiduciary matter. So we'll wait for that item and see if Caleb can circle back with any answer on whether or not Ms. Roche can attend.
We're just waiting to see if.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
Megan's going to be joining in a couple minutes.
Excellent. Very good. So in your absence, we move forward the minutes topic, and we just had hang time for waiting for you to return. So that's great news. So if those in the audience and those that are able to join us could just bear with us for a few minutes, we'll certainly have a much more productive meeting if we're able to move forward with a voting group of 4 board members.
Megan, are you with us?
I'm here. Yep, and I'll mute. I'm here.
Excellent. Thank you, Caleb, and thanks for joining us, Ms. Roche. So I'm going to go back and just for confirmation's sake, for the record, I'll go ahead and take a roll for the members that are here. And if you could answer in the affirmative, Mr. Cussy,
Affirmative.
Ms. Roche,
Affirmative.
Ms. Bush.
Affirmative.
Great. Thank you very much for that. And so, and those that have attended and joined us this evening, thanks for bearing with us through those early challenges. So, as we move forward, I just want to reiterate for awareness, we're not a full board this evening. We have 4 voting board members, and that would require for a special permit a supermajority, meaning all the board members voting in the affirmative for any motion to pass. So with that, I'll go ahead and introduce our first hearing for this evening. 6 p.m. applicant Jeffrey and Megan Barbale requesting a special permit under section 8.3.2 of the Auburn zoning bylaw for a non-conforming structure on property located at 13 Phoenix Road, Auburn, Mass, map 066, parcel 086. Is there a motion to open the hearing?
I'll make a motion to open, Mike. Rich.
Thank you, Mr. Cussy. Is there a second?
I'll second. This is Megan.
Thank you, Megan. So motion's been open and second, so I'll do a roll call vote. Mr. Cussy?
Approve.
Ms. Roche?
Approve.
Ms. Bush?
Approve.
And the chair votes to approve. Okay, is the applicant present?
Yes.
Thank you. So, sir, if you could just state your name and your address for the record, and tell us what you'd like to accomplish.
My name is Jeff Barbale. I'm with my wife, Megan Barbale. We are located at 13 Phoenix Road in Auburn. And we would like to build an addition to the right side of the house. Looking at it from Phoenix Road, it would actually be on the left side of the house, would be flush with the current house. And since our house is angled towards Phoenix Road, we are requesting that we can get a special permit. The setback is 30 feet, and we would only be approximately 25 feet off of Phoenix Road.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Is there anything else you'd like to add before I open it up to the board members to speak?
Not that I know of, no. No, thank you.
Okay. All right, thank you very much. And so I'll turn to the board members for their questions. Mr. Cussy?
Yeah, Mike, I'm good for now. I would like to hear if there's any abutters.
Very good. Thank you. Ms. Roach?
I feel the same. I would like to hear from abutters before I had any other comments.
Thank you very much. Ms. Bush?
Same. I'd reserve my questions until we hear from the abutters.
All right, very good. Thank you. I do have one question before we turn to the abutters. If the applicant or perhaps could provide some confirmation on it. This is noted as a non-conforming structure. And so my question is, just based on the fact what's being for this evening on this application is released for a special permit based on the setback relief. Is that the primary reason for non-conforming, or is there another reason that it's currently non-conforming?
Through the chair, I can jump in on that. The existing house is non-conforming. Because the house fronts on two roads, it's required to meet the front setback on both roads. Right now, the existing house only is 27.61 feet from Sherry Lane, and the front setback is 30 feet. The other nonconformity, the lot's also nonconforming due to its land area. It's under the required 20,000 square feet. The proposed addition would also be non-conforming on the front setback, but on Phoenix Road, and that would be about 25 feet. Does that answer your question?
Absolutely, and thank you for that clarification and confirming what we're looking at in this hearing this evening. So, with the board members satisfied at this point in time and reserving, we'll go ahead and turn to the abutters. And so welcome. If as you step forward with your comments, if you could just state your name and address, and then state your comments, please.
You can just come up.
Sure, Mr. Marin, may I speak?
Yes, please.
So my name is Paul Blow. My wife Judy is with me here. We are neighbors to the Barbales directly across Phoenix Road at number 14.
Thank you, and thank you for being here. So your comments, sir?
Absolutely. We have spoken with our neighbor, Jeff, about the proposed addition, and we have no problem at all with the proposed addition as we see it on the screen.
Well, thank you very much for your comments, and thanks for being here in support of your neighbor this evening. Any additional comments that you'd like to add?
No, we're good at this time.
Okay. Well, again, thank you for stepping forward and participating this evening.
Absolutely.
So another abutter that'd like to speak this evening?
Good evening.
I can speak. My name is Zach Rafferty. I live at 11 Phoenix Road, right next to Megan and Jeff. And the only comments I have is I have no issue at all with the addition and fully support Jeff and Megan.
Mr. Rafferty, thank you very much again for being here this evening in support of your neighbor and for your comments. And any additional comments that you'd like to add?
Not at this time, nope.
Well, thank you, Mr. Rafferty. I appreciate you being here and your comments very much.
Yep.
Any other abutters that would like to speak this evening?
Hi.
Hi.
I'm Caitlin. This is Matthew Fuller. We live at 17 Phoenix Road, which is across Sherry Lane from Jeff and Megan. And we are 100% for the addition. We definitely don't want to lose them in the neighborhood.
Thank you very much for those glowing comments and stepping forward to support your neighbor. Any additional comments that you'd like to add, Ms. Fuller?
Nope.
Well, thank you again for being here and for participating in the hearing this evening. And I appreciate your comments very much. Any other abutters that would like to speak this evening?
Through the chair, we do have abutters in the room that would like to speak.
Thank you, Caleb. If you could help me coordinate that, that'd be great. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Good evening. Peter Bates from 16 Phoenix. We're directly across the street from Jeff and Megan. We're in full support of the addition. We've been in the neighborhood for about 11 years. In the time that they've moved in, they've vastly improved the property. I think this is going to be another welcome addition, that's going to really, help bolster the neighborhood. So again, we're in full support of the addition.
Mr. Bates, thank you very much for being here and participating. And again, like comments to the other neighbors that have been here, thank you for stepping forward and supporting your neighbor in such a way. Any additional comments?
No, I do not. Again, thank you for the time.
Well, thank you very much for stepping forward. Appreciate that. Anyone else in the room, Caleb?
I think we're all set.
Okay, and I'll just put a last one on. Anyone else online as far as an abutter that would like to speak? There's a gentleman that's holding his hand up. I don't know if that was for us. Okay, so waving me off. So any additional comments from any of the other abutters that would like to step forward?
Through the chairman.
Okay. And so with that, I'll go ahead and circle back to my board members and see if there are any additional questions or comments that they'd like to add. Mr. Cussy?
Through the chair, just 1 second. I think we do have an abutter in the room that would like to speak.
Thank you. Sorry, Mr. Cussy.
Hi, I'm Tracy Casasanta, 19 Sherry Lane. And it's just nice to see, I feel like I'm the old of the neighborhood, and now we have such a great new set of neighbors, and the addition will be great, and they're great, and that's all I want to say.
Well, I'll just thank you for stepping forward like your other neighbors in supporting the hearing this evening. Thank you for your thoughtful comments. And look, in my business, we don't call it old, we call it seasoned. Especially because I'm on the back myself, but thank you very much for supporting your neighbors. Caleb, do we have anyone else in the room that might want to speak?
I think we're all set now, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'll circle back to Mr. Cussy for any questions or comments.
I'm good, Mike. I find it to be fine as long as the neighbors are all good with it. I'm good. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Cussy. I appreciate that. Ms. Roach?
Nope, just, I guess, want to just commend the neighbors and everybody for all working together. In our experience on the board, that isn't always the case. So I'm truly touched by the fact that all the neighbors have taken a few minutes out of their day today to come forward and express their happiness. So, nope, I don't have any questions.
Thank you very much. And I think you speak for many of the board members that feel exactly the same way. But thank you for your comments. Ms. Bush?
I agree with everybody that has spoken, and I want to thank the abutters as well for participating. It is really nice when the neighbors are supportive, and it just makes our job a little bit easier, I think. But so thank you.
Great, and thank you very much for your comments. And so, the chair, I don't have any additional questions for the applicant. I would just echo similar sentiments. That it's impressive and really very supportive for all of you to be here and support your neighbor in such a way and help them with their project and help us in our process. You really are the most important voices along with the applicant in a process like this. But the word impressive comes to mind. I mean, you truly are a community. Very impressive. Okay, well, I will, if no other questions or comments, I'll just give the applicant just a moment if there's anything you'd like to add before we close the hearing.
Thank you, board chair, for hearing our case, and thanks to my neighbors for our support. That's all.
Great. Very good. Thank you. So if no additional comments, I'll take is there a motion to close the hearing?
I'll make that motion to close, Mike.
Thank you, Mr. Cussy. Is there a second?
I'll second. It's Megan.
Thank you. Thank you, Meg. So roll call vote. Mr. Cussy, how do you vote?
I vote to grant.
Oh, apologies. We just
Close, yes, to close.
Thank you.
Sorry about
Got to
that.
walk. No, it's the logistical piece, but thank you. We'll vote to close and then we'll move forward. So vote close. Ms. Roche, how do you vote?
I vote to close the meeting.
Thank you. And Ms. Bush?
I vote to close the meeting.
All right, very good. We'll close the hearing, and the chair votes to close the hearing. And so with that, I'm going to assume that there's not a need for any board discussion with a closed hearing. So is there a motion with this applicant?
I'll make the motion to grant, Mike.
All right, very good. Motion's been made to grant. Is there a second?
I'll second. It's Megan.
Thank you. All right, very good. And we'll do a roll call vote to fit logistically correct. So, Ms. Cussy, how do you vote?
To grant.
Very good. And Ms. Roche?
I also vote to grant.
Thank you. And Ms. Bush?
I vote to grant.
And the chair votes to approve with standard conditions. And so to the applicant, congratulations. Best of luck to you on your project. And to all of the abutters with your thoughtful comments, thanks for participating in this process.
Thank you.
Okay, so next on the agenda, we did take care of one of our housekeeping items. We moved through approving the minutes as written. So there's one other housekeeping item for this evening, and that is a discussion regarding increasing the mailing fee from $1 to $2 per abutter to meet the mailing cost. I don't know if, Caleb, you have any historical perspective on this being brought forward.
I'm going to let Keith explain the agenda item.
Right.
Speaking to this, the cost for sending to the abutters has increased drastically as we've increased what we're sending out. To meet mailing costs, we've actually been sending double. So this would be to meet those mailing costs as well as to keep up with other boards increases that have also been made. The $2 per abutter would actually make this board be more solvent and more whole when it compares to the other boards.
Okay, thank you very much for that. And I'll give any board member an opportunity to step forward and see if they have any questions about this.
I have no questions, Mike. Rich.
Thanks, Rich. Ms. Bush, Ms. Roche?
I'm also, I don't have questions.
All right, good stuff. I didn't think this was going to be highly controversial, but I just want to give you the opportunity. So Caleb, just for a point of process, is this something that we would take a formal vote on?
Through the chair, it wouldn't hurt just to vote, just to have it in the minutes on the record.
Very good. Okay. So I will, I'll take a motion for the mailing fee from $1 to $2 for a butter.
I'll make that motion, Mike. Rich?
Motion to approve, I'm assuming?
Yes.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Mr. Cutley. And is there a second?
Sure, this is Megan. I'll second the motion.
Thank you. Okay, and so roll call vote, Mr. Cutley?
Approve.
Okay, and Ms. Roche?
Approve.
Ms. Bush?
Approve.
Okay, and the chair votes to approve. Okay, those are all the housekeeping items that we have for this evening. Next meeting is scheduled for April 21st, 2022. And with that, won't keep us any longer, but I'll just do a check-in. Caleb, any other business on our end this evening?
All set, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
All right, very good. And so I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn. Rich?
All right, very good. I'll do a very quick roll call vote if there's a second.
I'll second. It's Megan.
Very good. And so, Mr. Cutley?
Yep, close.
Very good. And Ms. Roach?
I approve.
Ms. Bush?
I approve.
And the chair approves. All right, so we are adjourned. Thank you all for joining, and have a good evening.